of the final of the HFKT Tank Royale. We are completely back with the NRD Panzer division on the German side and the Botmobile on the Allied side. This is the final showdown for first and second, both teams 1 for 1 in this best of 3. Right now we have the 76 sitting on that hard right hand side of the map, similar to what they did versus Task Force Von. And where have we got that Tiger sitting, Von?
Tiger is again moving up the left-hand side of the map, and they have their attack marker in D6, the exact same spot they started their first game off with. Looks like they're going back to where they feel the safest. Again, trying to get to the attack mark, and then try and get up to that high ground in D6 as well.
I mean, you can't fault them at this point. They've done that in quite a few games, and it's worked out for them in every single game that they've tried to play for that side of the map. I imagine from the 76 point of view, we'll have a hard and fast push down this side into one of the spots where they can sit and wait for the time to tick by. We did see in game number 2 that strategy did work quite well for them, so maybe we'll try to see a repeat of that, of burning time all the way through to the end. Who knows, maybe we'll get some long shots across the map. That would be some beautiful shooting to see in this game.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love to see some just like a kind of encounter. All of a sudden they see each other from 500 meters and just start let loose and see who the most accurate is out of a lot of them.
Definitely to see who's the most accurate off the first shot, which we've seen in this whole tournament, is one of the most important factors in deciding the winner and the loser.
I am wondering if Zhang is going for the old faithful position where they took out Task Force Von Luck.
They did have a move marker sitting down there earlier in the map, but maybe this point just creeping down that side. At least it does reduce the angles that they need to look, giving them a significant advantage in spotting that other tank.
Yes, it looks like they are kind of just zipping their way through there. I wouldn't surprise if they stay there for as long as they can. We'll see what catch up with Riley's doing. Riley's now moving through D8. Again, hasn't deviated from where he's basically going originally. Well, he has deviated a bit, sorry. He's kind of just going up into the top right of D7. I'm assuming that's just to stay inside the map parameters.
I imagine so. We do know those NRD boys do have basically a textbook plate for that side of the map, so I imagine their first few moves are going to be pretty similar to what they've done previously.
Yep.
76 continuing to move at full speed in a straight line, so maximising the distance they can cover this map off their initial push. Accidentally firing off the MG there for a couple of bursts. Who knows, maybe the Tiger would have heard that. Probably not across the map, but you never know what you'd hear when there's no other map action happening.
I guarantee you, whoever did that, whoever fired the MG off there was getting chewed out by by mugshot for doing so. Because again,
I can quite imagine.
Yeah, we're very lucky with our bird's eye view. We know that these guys are nowhere in firing range, but they might think that the Tiger might be just up the road, you know, and that those few machine gun rounds can, to a trained ear such as Riley's, can really just let you know exactly where they are.
You see the 76 pull into the compound here, what I believe is actually Pierre's farm, and they're holding up here, reducing their side angles quite a bit.
That's it. Riley is making his way up to what I think we could call Riley's Hill. I think that'd be fair.
I think you could after this tournament, considering how many times he's conquered it. It's a fair title for the old hill.
And Riley's Hill, or they're going across it on the low ground. It wouldn't surprise me now if he would be getting out and doing his scouting as usual.
Yeah, we see Mugshot here out of the tank looking down the road, checking that Tiger is not hauling up that road right now, and moving quite far as possible across to look across to OB's Hill and checking the Tiger is not sitting there as well.
No, smart play, trying to cover two angles of movement there. Well, they're on complete opposite sides of the map. This should be very interesting to see how they go, because again, as we mentioned before, the longer the game goes, the sweatier it gets, the more you start to double check yourself and go, did I do the right thing? Have I missed them? Have they gone across my sight line? Like, where are they?
Exactly. But what we have seen in some of these maps where the teams are mirroring each other on the opposite side is usually it does lead to one team spotting first and moving to counter the other's move. So maybe we might see a lucky opening shot from one of these teams and the other team having to play completely on the back foot reactionary to an opening shot.
You can't... The feeling of getting that first ping off and seeing the enemy tank just lifts a huge weight from your shoulders. You know, unless you turn around and he's behind you, that's not fun. I had that in our second last game. That was quite frightening. But getting that first sight off an enemy tank and then just telling your crew, Tiger, 1
1
o'clock,
minute warning
or
till first zone close.
sorry, we have now just Red 6 is informed that the play is now shrinking in a minute. But yeah, getting that first ping off and knowing where the enemy are is such a huge relief.
It is such a huge relief, and it just clears your mind because it gives you the options to make clear decisions about what to do with your tank, what strategies you're going to do. Instead of trying to do 99 questions all at once, suddenly it's a clear path of, all right, I want to do this, this, and this is how we're going to win this match.
Yeah,
but as we see right now, both these teams playing extremely slow, as this game is the deciding factor.
Absolutely, this game here, like, you know, obviously it's a grand final. There's no more game after it. It is the last game. There's no draw. You know, there's no rematch. It's over. It's done. It's been a month worth of play. I think, isn't it about that?
Yeah, it has been about a month actually. There's some significant bragging rights on the line here,
Absolutely,
more than anything, off the back of this tournament.
Of course, we've all been hearing about it in the HFKT Discord about Mugshot, Zhang, and that, about their superior strategics in this tournament. So they're trying to put their money where their mouth is.
I believe it's some superior strategy, but some subpar tanking, I believe, is some of the words being thrown around.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Zhang and Mugshot and Safta generally not known as prolific tankers in the past, but are definitely starting to cement a bit of a reputation here.
Definitely showing themselves of what an underdog could actually do in this sort of tournament. Coming in, you know, everyone's shit talking them a little bit, no one believing in them, and suddenly, bang, look at that, into the final. Basically have the option right now to win it.
Absolutely, and taking some big scalps along the way, taking out my team definitely, and yours as well. You know, some big scalps, as well as the FBY guys as well. You know, very experienced tanker with Kingsley and Suicide. You know, very, very good.
Absolutely, some big names in the Oceania scene there they have managed to actually knock out, which does show that this sort of competition, you know, you don't have to be that tanking expert to come in and win this. You know, next time we run this tournament, hey, who knows? Maybe it'll be an only clans that takes it out. No one ever knows.
Exactly.
Do
Yeah, it's the good thing about it. Like it's a a lot does rest on the tank commander, but at some points when things aren't going, you know, I know when I was deep into some of these rounds, I'm like, oh, guys, I'm out of ideas. What do I do? And you know, you throw the ideas around quickly and go, hey, well, what's our best option of attack? And then you'll take that, you know, for better or for worse.
Oh, absolutely. So that 76 still just holding its position there on Pierre's farm. How's that Tiger doing?
Tiger is still at Riley's hill, just underneath the top of the hill, with, of course, Riley doing a little bit of scouting. Currently looking down the road on the left-hand side. Maybe trying to invoke the tank god's will, trying to get the 76 to just roll down that laneway as they did in game one.
I can imagine right now both teams' stomachs are slightly getting the jig up here, thinking that the other tank is on complete other side of the map, or maybe just think it's a showdown of that second game where both tanks tried to stay completely hidden until the final few minutes.
Okay, we've had the Tiger turn almost 180 and heading down the hill now. So
very interesting.
Very interesting. It looks like they're going to do the old double reach around here, like just go up the left-hand side, don't see the enemy, then just use that as a bit of a logical kind of pinpoint and go, well, they're not on this side, so they either have to be mid, on the left side, or behind us. And they're now tearing across that field back into cover behind the hill. Very interesting. I don't think we've really seen... I think my team did it once, but didn't... Actually, it was against Mugshot. It didn't turn out right. Mugshot had his tank up against the hedge, put the barrel through and managed to get us. But
exactly.
Fortunately, the Tiger doesn't have to worry about this at the moment.
We do see that 76 fire up its engine and start to move back towards the road, with Mugshot still outside scouting, just staying slightly ahead of the tank, trying to change his view angles as that Tiger, the 76 moves around. One of the rules for those tank commanders is they have to stay within 50 meters of the tank at all times, or risk an airhead being dropped on them to give their position away.
Yep. I feel like this kind of tournament as well obviously encourages the tank commanders to get out of the tank and scout around, which is what you should be doing in regular pub play and in comp play. You know, you don't want to risk your tank by going around a bend and all of a sudden there's an enemy tank right in front of you, right? You want to make sure that you are in the best position possible, and the positioning by the commander outside the tank sometimes leads to this.
You have 1 minute
As we
till zone
see
shrinks.
that 76 start pushing towards the point there, we are about to go to our final zone shrinkage, meaning the 4 sectors around AA network, so both tanks having to push a little bit fast now not to give away their position if the time runs out.
The Tiger is sitting on the hedge line near AA network, still on the high ground, almost very close to where they died earlier.
Very much so, but you could argue right now it will be interesting, because if that 76, which might just have the option to see that Tiger, could get a side shot right now, but that Tiger is setting up to be in a lot stronger position as we go into this final sector than the previous game.
Yeah, if the Tiger does turn right down this road here, we could almost have a mini engagement on this road at the back of AA network.
We could, yeah, quite amazingly seeing both these tanks push around AA network, but somehow completely staying on the opposite side still as they push in.
And Riley's got his tank hidden behind the house and the hedge here. I don't think he can be seen at all. He's on top of the tank. Trying to use the barrel to try and get on top of the roof. Not successful so far. 76 is holding position as well with Mugshot on top of the fence, trying to get as much high as he can. Which is something we actually haven't seen. We haven't seen the tank commander die to an enemy tank shot or machine gun fire yet either.
No, we haven't seen it. Both tanks now knowing both are inside the sector as it is contested, with the 76 pushing across complete open ground. So if there's any chance for that Tiger to spot them, it would be now as it passes from cover to cover.
The Tiger is actually facing the opposite way. The 76, if they keep heading right behind A network, they may have a nice little chance to get a rear shot here. Because while the Tiger is safe on the left, and well, I guess the right, although there's an open field, at the rear there's a nice little gap in the hedge and the field where the 76 could come through, and that actually is quite likely because it connects to a road. It wouldn't surprise me if the 76 heads across the field, goes onto this road, and then sees the rear of the Tiger, which of course would be a rear shot, destroy the engine, which would basically be game over.
And that 76 right now basically playing follow the leader. They are sitting in one of the bottom corners of our final play sector as they have now a large bush cover. But the question is, crossing that open field, did that Tiger get lucky enough to get the view off, or are they looking in the wrong direction completely still?
They're still looking in the wrong direction. They are still looking towards AA network. Well, I suppose, sorry, towards the left-hand side of the map. 76 definitely has a positional advantage right now. I'm not sure how much Riley is going to be looking behind him.
Definitely interesting how these next few minutes are going to play out. We only have 5 minutes in this zone, and they've already been in here a little while, so it won't be long until some positional markers start to give them away from the refs. But I definitely think that Tiger should have the opportunity to see this 76. There is actually a slight clear view line between some trees. There's only two hedges between the two tanks actually stopping the view line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Riley does a bit of a right turn here at some point and goes around this house and then tries to go around the back of the point like he did originally when it was at Riley's Hill. Quite passive at the moment. Okay, the Tiger's backing up. I'm assuming it's just going to do a 180. Yep, here we go.
.76 still showing that it hasn't seen that Tiger yet actually. They're still looking in the wrong direction, looking more further across the map.
So the further that the Tiger backs up, the worse it's going to be because they actually enter the open field alongside the hedge. Okay, both tanks on the move.
Tiger should be spottable right now for that 76.
The Mugshot's out of it as well, so but he might. Okay, they've just stuck in between these two hedges. I think they could be safe. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Riley goes a hard right around here.
That 76 turret did just turn in the perfect direction of that Tiger. They might know where that direction is. No tank mark was dropped.
There's just a bit of machine gun fire come out from the Tiger.
That did make a lot of head snaps. Mugshot's head did snap in that direction, so they do know roughly what's going on. Maybe another slap on the wrist there for the tank crew of the NRD boys.
Or is it a mind game? Could it be a mind game?
At this point, could it be? Could it be trying to stress
Yeah.
them out? Mugshot jumping back in the 76 there, but they have turned the engine off, so trying to gain all audio cues they can.
1 minute till RD commences.
Hey, Riley's out on top. 1 minute warning to artillery, as Red 6 just said.
So as we see, we're coming down to the final closing moments of this game again, pushing it all the way out till overtime.
The 76 is on the move. All they need to do is really enter this wheat field, and they might just be able to get a rear shot. Yeah, there's if they enter this wheat field, they should have a nice view of the rear of the Tiger.
That's 76 pushing hard and fast now. Mugshot running a few meters out. They are pushing hard in what I assume is 4th gear, trying to gain distance very fast. They could fully catch the Panzer boys out here with their pants down as that Tiger enters that wheat field.
Oh, I feel if the Tiger pushed up a few more meters to cover the rear of that from the house, they would have an idea. Sorry, it would be a lot harder for Mugshot to spot them, but has he seen them?
I can see NRD's commander out there looking around the tank, but probably still looking in the wrong direction. I haven't seen any tank markers go down, so not 100% sure that those 76 boys have actually seen that Tiger.
Mugshot is back in the tank. I think they know where this Tiger is. It's artillery going off. Oh my lord, if this artillery drops before they see each other. Tiger's backing up.
Unfortunately, that might be the wrong decision. They're backing up into the open. That 76 turret
stopped.
is traversing. I think they've seen them now. The question is, can they get the shot off?
In the hedge. Oh, that's a hit.
That's a hit on the Tiger. The Tiger now stopping. There's going to be a few quick decisions here. Can they get into a position where they can stop that second shot?
Over.
Unfortunately, they can't. That's game over. The Botmobile taking out the NRD boys right at the last second there and winning the HFKT Tank Royale in that best of 3, taking it all the way to game 3, and then those last seconds of the game completely flanking the NRD boys with a bit of spectacular fashion.
Absolutely fantastic. Really well played by Mugshot there. Definitely spending, I would say, about 3/4 of his time outside the tank, just inching up, keeping that 50-meter distance, and end up working out. I feel like if the Tiger had moved a bit further up that laneway, they wouldn't have been seen, and they may have even gone past them. But alas, well played by all. Well played by the NRD Panzer boys to get to the final, and well played by Mugshot and the Botmobile crew to take it out and take some hefty scalps along the way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was the prime example of what this tournament's all about. Just a crew coming in and absolutely smashing it at the last second there. Unfortunately, just that one wrong decision made by the NRD boys. If they'd gone forward, they probably could have saved their teeth right to the end. But unfortunately, backing up just into the 76th line of fire.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and it's been a pleasure casting you with the Obi, and I'm hoping we'll get to do a bit more of this for our comp games coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And until then, guys, stay tuned. This tournament will be coming back around in a few months after a patch or two. So if you are interested in getting involved, make sure you check our Discord and keep in touch with us. Other than that, thanks for watching.
See you all.